Like colliding wheelchairs.
Hello, YouTubers. Joe and Paul here on Wednesday, November 20th at 8:25 in the evening, Eastern Time. Now, Paul's got,
It's 6:25.
what did I say, 8?
Yeah.
Oh, I said, I was reading 18:25 off the top of the bar. No, it is 6:25, 18:25, military time, Eastern Time. Which actually, I guess, would be Zulu time, which actually would make it like the 1:25 tomorrow, Zulu time. So, anyway, Paul's got a story about the hotel today. It involves bed bugs, among other things. Also, a staff meeting and sort of a bawdy tale, and perhaps how should we say, a denizen of the more sexual entrepreneurial life here in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, this started out as a conversation. People at the front desk. At the front desk and maintenance, me. Because I've been there to fill in and hang out with the front desk at nights before. Alright. Last night was everybody had a problem because there was some kind of an accident on the freeways and everything was dead stopped and not moving. It was taking people hours to get anywhere, and all they wanted to do was stand there at the desk and bitch and gripe as to how bad it was to get anywhere in this town.
They're not even anywhere near downtown.
Well, it was taking, well, like,
well, I don't want to sidetrack you.
The new AGM, it took her 45 minutes to do a 20-minute drive. Yeah. She lives 20 minutes from the place. It took her 45 minutes or better to just get home. Because even the side streets and the back roads were even all jammed up and blocked up.
I've taken you to work a couple of days, and it's we're only a mile and a quarter, and it sometimes takes 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Well, last night it was a lot worse. Because nobody was moving, because no traffic was moving, because of some bullshit down on 71, south of 270. Anyway, so then we got talking about a guest checked in, and they went up to the room, and they came back down to the desk. And I said, I'm hearing somebody in my room. I think there's somebody already in the room you assigned me. So one of the desk clerks ran up with her. And she keyed the door, opened it, and this guy comes running out the door inside the suite, and he is butt naked, and he yells, "Honey Buns, you're finally here. I'm glad to meet you." And they both, she and the guy, both jumped straight back across the hallway and just stand there and look at him. And he says, "Well, I was told to be here and come to this room."
How'd he get in?
Evidently, he showed up and said, that room was reserved for him.
Oh.
So there was a third shift
Go back to there.
person at the desk Tuesday night, and apparently she made a key for him and let him go up
How very accommodating.
because it showed up on the reservation that, you know, people would be checking in. So she gave the guy the key card thing, and he went out. So then when the actual guest showed up, they gave her keys to the same room, and she went up, only she had not made arrangements for John to be there.
Well,
let's put it that
a
way.
prostitute. Unless she was a prostitute, then he'd be a job. Now, does this guy take credit cards?
I don't know. All I know, he was an old elderly guy, and he called her Honey
An
Bones.
elderly guy. Was he like the Silver Fox?
Evidently, he had gray hair and stuff, and you know.
There's a famous gay stripper called the Silver Fox. Just to make that reference clear.
So
he's got to be almost dead now.
That was the one. And then there was another room that somehow a person got a key to that room, or his key worked on that room, but it should not have worked on that room because he went to the wrong floor. He checked in and he went to that specific room. He took a shower and stuff, and he also took a nap. Then he got up and left and went out to dinner, wearing the same clothes that he checked in with because he had not brought any of his luggage in yet. So, while he's out to dinner, the guests that actually had that room reserved for them, they checked in. And they came down complaining that the room was dirty. So, one of the front desk people went up and they cleaned the room and redid it and got it ready for the guests that the room was reserved for. Well, then the guy, he comes back and he carries in his luggage and he just blows by the desk and yells good evening and shoots up. Well, he goes back to the same wrong room and he walks in the room. So they had to go and get him and tell him he was wrong. He was even on the wrong floor. He had to move, or
wouldn't have been easier to just put them up in the other room?
Or the new guest moved it, somebody's got the option.
I mean, there's got to be an empty room somewhere.
Yeah, there was, but
well, they were committed to this floor, huh?
Somehow, no, the guy was supposed to be on another floor.
I know.
But yet, his key worked the door on the floor that he got off on.
Well, his stuff was already there, and they had unloaded their stuff. So
no, he did not bring his luggage in yet. He hadn't brought anything.
Oh well, then if he hadn't brought anything in,
he just came in, took a shower, took a nap, and he went out to dinner. And then he came back.
This all seems a bit laissez-faire to me.
So
I like to sort of set up my territory when I go into a hotel and be sure that I'm well established and entrenched.
So, get back to the gigolo. Up comes this conversation of surprising things. And then...
This is at the staff meeting.
Right. Okay, because we're going to Toledo, and we met with Orko up there, and plus to check out and see how the new decorating and stuff went at the place up in Cleveland, and it's fantastic.
So they're going to do a new redo of some of these hotels.
Oh yeah, we're going to get hit next winter.
Oh really?
Yeah, big time. And anyway, instead of like running and grabbing trash and stuff in the room first, no, you're supposed to go and throw all the pillows off the bed and everything, and try and surprise. We call them apples, but they're actually, wrong shop for.
They're trying to
bed
surprise the
bug
bed
infection.
bugs. They're trying to take them by surprise.
And believe it or not, there are dogs. Trained
they got
to sniff out these suckers.
They also have a kind of a wasp that can smell it too.
Yeah.
They have like a wasp in a tube, and they bring the wasp into the room, and if the wasp decides to go nuts, then they can sort of sniff
it's
out.
Still in the tube, or you let it?
It's got like little holes. It sniffs where and then,
so
and you observe the wasp's activity in the tube while you broom it around. That's something new here, just in the last few days.
Somebody was joking about
pheromones.
Somebody was joking about having a dog and saying it was a Hampton Inn house pet. And Dana said, "Well, should we keep it in the lobby and let it growl and snarl if somebody walks by that's infected?"
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, turn them out, turn them back, turn them away, or take them to. Well, you can't have DDT anymore, but you could hose them down with 7 powder, Like we used to put 7 on the dogs to keep all the ticks and stuff off. You could do that on the gas.
You really not in that.
It'd be like with fumigating these guys out of the prisoner of war camps. Just pour it on them. Rub them down. Throw some in their luggage. Good product.
Anyway, so they're talking. You go in, you strip the bed first, and to surprise these little critters. Okay, but
I bet this would surprise some of the guests if they got themselves hosed down with that after the bug-sniffing dog got on them. I'm sorry. I had to do that. You know that.
We had been talking, the front desk gang, been talking about this. Excuse me.
We're going to get to the stripping here in a moment.
This gigolo thing. And that's when the GM brought up the thing about how they had met, and Orko had told them the very first thing you ever do when a housekeeper goes in the room is strip the bed instantly and try and surprise the guys and catch them. So she turns and looks at me, and she said, that even includes you, Mr. Paul, when you're up there running around stripping for the girls." in the rooms. And everybody, they just like that there, and I said, that really come out wrong. I said, it should have been when you're up there and you're helping the girls get the rooms cleaned out on the weekend days, so you're trying to get out of here faster. I said, not running out stripping. I said, because we have a John Doe down here doing a hustling routine in a room. I said, we're being talking about who's running around naked in somebody's room in the fourth floor hallway. And I said, you're talking. And I said, that's it. I just sat there and shook my head. I said, like, because the supervisor of maintenance looked at me and he goes, you actually run around and strip teas for the housekeepers?
Hola.
And I said, no. I said, I strip the beds and
Como se llama? Me llama Paul.
I clean out the rooms for them. So all they have to do is go clean and throw on the new sheets and then new towels and shower curtains. I said, and they're off. I said, we keep going fast. I said,
¿Qué hora es ya?
that's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
La hora ya is now.
I said, there's no strip tease. I said, unlike 409. I said, no, I do not do a 409 job anywhere.
That sounds almost like a government term. 409 job. Perhaps that'll be part of the new Obamacare law. A 409 job. Perhaps a 409 job will be included under the new mandated coverages.
Dee Dee kept looking at me and she kept giving me this eye signal and lip syncing at me. I didn't mean strip teasing. And she kept shaking her
Well,
head.
the two of us, as you may have gathered from some of our videos, are very, very literal folks. In fact, if you find my son's video of my grandson, about how 4-year-olds are literal, we're all very literally minded people. In other words, we take language seriously. We expect words to mean what they mean. Anything else?
No? Other than if you're talking about a guy that is stripped naked for a woman, and then you go talking to another guy about stripping for female housekeepers.
Well,
there's some kind of a cross of language here.
Didn't that French guy didn't that French guy, that Strauss-Kahn guy in New York, have a bit of a conundrum with that in a hotel setting? The guy that was the World Bank dude, some French dude that likes to horse around.
Somebody claimed he raped him, but then she got dressed and went back to work. Then she complained later
there's
in the day.
There's a lot of that. Anyway, but perhaps this is just a problem with hotels in general, even very benign hotels like the one up the road where Paul was.
Oh, you want to know about the husband and wife?
Yes, we have time for one more story.
Okay, there's a husband. A husband shows up. He checks in, and he's in a mad butt rush. He's like, just I've got a reservation. Just give me the key. I'll come back and sign the paperwork and everything later.
We've all heard that.
All right. And he threw his credit card at us at the front desk. He tears off. We give him the keys. He tears off. No, we have the credit card. So, okay, no problem. He tears off and shoots upstairs. All right. In walks Madame Leather. I mean, she's wearing a leather bustier. She has leather boots going up as far as they can go.
Well, that's very impractical.
And, well, her pants were...
Well, that's even more impractical. Well, I don't know, might be practical to some level.
practically not there.
Well, that could be very practical, I suppose.
Anyway, she comes running through the lobby and goes straight to the elevator, and she shoots up. All right. Well, then, in walks this woman.
So much for me worrying about, trying to act. I'm sorry.
In walks the woman. She gives her name. It's the same as the, my husband and I are checking in. She says, I'm not supposed to be here for 4 hours, but somehow my flight worked faster. I'm here now. So, I don't know if he's here yet or not. So, can I possibly just go ahead and check in? So it's like, sure, no problem. And then it's like, give her the key. She gave us the room number and stuff. And it's the one that the guy in the leather goddess shot across through the lobby and went up. And it went to the same floor. So we thought fast at the front desk when we called up and we said, sir, your wife's on the way up. So here comes the leather queen. She's flying down out of the building and stuff, and she's trying to redress and shit. She's trying to make sure that, the wife doesn't know that hubby had something going on before he got there. Because he was counting on a 4-hour gap.
Oh, I had misunderstood. Okay.
He was counting on a 4-hour gap between his arrival and her arrival. But because she took a different flight, and somehow it worked out that she got there 30 minutes.
Well, I hope he got his money's worth.
Well, let's put it this way. The leather queen was only upstairs for 45 minutes.
Well, was she being paid by the job or by the clock?
I don't know.
Because that makes a difference.
All I know that other guests were talking about how she was running down the hallway and trying to redress and look presentable to leave the building.
Often better to negotiate a job price rather than a time price.
All I know, the girl was up there for less than 45 minutes.
Well, if she got her full rate, then that was good for her.
Yeah. Because that was my thought, She getting to buy the job or the hour. I said, she's getting to buy the hour. She got
screwed. Presumably she got that as well. But one would hope that she got the money up front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like a contractor. You pay, half the money up front and then the other half, or perhaps if you really trust the individual, or the contractor doesn't trust you, you get it all up front.
'Cause I was at the front desk, and the guy is coming, and he's saying, I don't have time to stand and shoot the crap, because we like to ask them, what brings you to town.
Oh, so you're trained to be conversational.
Right. And he said, I don't have time for this. I got to get to my room.
I'm going to tell you right now, as a customer, and this has nothing to do with where Paul works, but as a customer at any establishment, if I want to engage you in conversation, I will engage you in conversation. I don't want you to engage me in conversation. I just want you to do your job. All right. Well, but you do what you're trained to do, and good for you, because that's how you keep your job.
Anyway, that was that thing.
Some people like that. I guess most people like that. I'm an outlier.
I mean, she was still trying to get her bougie and everything back on.
Well, she's a
when
pro.
She went
well, she's a pro.
through
well,
the
she's
lobby.
a pro. You know, I mean, she's a pro. She's doing what she has to do what she has to do. A pro does what they have to do what they have to do. And this woman sounds like she was a pro. Excellent. Now, Paul's going to go off, and while he goes off, I'm going to say...
That's all, YouTubers.
Yes, as Paul says, that's all YouTubers, and good night. And God bless you all. Bye-bye now.